What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. Today I'm bringing you an early release video of Milestone MX Park. This is another track created by Bradley Clay, who seems to just be pumping out the tracks at the moment, and very high quality as well. And this consists of 3 tracks. It is true to life of the real Milestone track in California. So we have got our Supercross track right here. We have got, now there's a vet, I'm guessing this is the vet track right here. This looks a little bit smaller scaled and a little bit easier in terms of jumps. And then we've got the main track over in the back over there. What I'm going to do today is I'm riding the work in progress, or like OEM 250 KTM, like the preview bike that we got given the other day, because I've just been really enjoying it recently. And I suppose for tracks like this, where majority of it is like tabletops, not like these huge triples, you have to send it, it makes sense to be on a slightly less powerful bike. Bradley has told me that this track works well on all bikes. He has done a lot of testing on various different machinery, so that's really good to hear. But I'm also going to be using the Realistic Vision mod again today, because it's been quite some time since I've used it, and I want to get a little bit immersed. So we are going to go through each track one by one, and for a change, I think I'm actually going to start on Supercross. A little bit scared to those whoop. They're massive. Okay, this could be difficult.
For all of you passionate gamers, you can now get 20% off all G Fuel products worldwide by using code LINS at checkout. And for any of you motorheads looking for some new drip or apparel, use code MXPR_LINS15 fxrracing.eu to get 15% off. All links and codes are in the description down below. Enjoy the video and drop a cheeky little like and subscribe.
So I'm a little bit scared on how the whoops are going to go on this track after seeing how tall they are. I really am. It all depends what like the starter whoops like, how it sets you up for the rest of the turns. Oh my goodness. I do need to remember that on Bradley Supercross tracks, the berms aren't huge. They're a bit more of like a one-to-one scale than anything else. So I'm gonna have to take my time, be a little bit careful. And I've not got like the comfort anymore of 450 power to just get away with or to get away with casing jumps, or just being able to gently blip the throttle. I'm going to have to hit things fairly quickly. So I've got a little triple here, around to the right. I'm just kind of trying to keep an eye out for when them whoops begin. Then we go triple in. I reckon you can probably quad in the middle here, and then triple all the way out. Can I triple into here? Oh, stretch it. Yes, triple. Lovely stuff. Round to the right. Yeah. Okay, maybe not so yee. And then, oh god, here we go. Here's the whoop section. And oh, stay on top of them. Oh, you know what? Thank God there's only like 6 or 7, because that is absolutely brutal. They are so steep. So a little bit of information on this track. He's just kind of dropped this on me out of the blue. I wasn't really expecting it, but he's told me that this is ready for Saturday's release. So you should hopefully be seeing this on Friday. So then you can all kind of sit and wait, cross your legs, sit there at your PC, staring at MX Bike Shop until tomorrow. And that's just all I've been told. I've not been given an exact time as such, because quite often, well, I mean, recently, when Nico's been busy with real life, and I think he's been ill for a while as well, so wishing him a speedy recovery with whatever he's going through at the moment. The tracks that have been going up on the shop, they've not been like published as quickly as expected. So I've had videos on like James's Supercross facility recently, and the track didn't come out until like a week after the video went up, which I do apologise for, but I can only kind of operate under the information that I have been given. But thank you everyone for being so nice and supportive recently. I really do appreciate it. I want to give everybody a little bit of a heads up as well. Tomorrow's video we'll see what happens, either going to be tomorrow's video or Sunday's video. It should be a Sledders video, but inside said video will be information on how to enter the giveaway, because the devs have been kind enough to give me two Steam keys to give away for the game. So definitely check that out if you're interested in getting involved in Sledders at any point in time. But right now, we are playing some MX bikes. We are vibing, we're flowing, we're in the realistic camera as well, so everything's looking nice and snazzy. I kind of want to see if I can quad this on the 250, but I'm a little bit scared. I feel like I'm going to have to downside the triple for it absolutely perfectly. That one was kind of on me. It's definitely difficult going from riding a 450 so much and then just swapping over to the 250 without any real practice. Supercross, I think, is a little bit harder on the 250. Like outdoors is fairly easy. It's quiet. quite wide open everywhere. You can get away with a lot of different things. You have like almost unlimited traction, it feels like at times. But indoors, you have to be pretty damn perfect in a lot of places, especially rattling the 180 berms. You have to be pretty spot on. I do like, seems to only been one on this track, but after his last track, which I think was on Rattray's facility, I like how he does his Supercross berms. They're not like huge the whole way around. Sometimes you have to cut down on them a little bit. Not much in terms of ruts this time on this one, but there's that one corner over to my left there before the wall that has an inside rut should you wish to go there. Now let's scrub this bad boy. Try and downside that. That's all right. Can we quad? Oh, not quite got the beans. Maybe with a different suspension that could be doable. But right now, for me, on this bike, nah. I feel like I downsided the triple in as well as I could do, and then stretched the quad as hard as I could, and did not quite get there, unfortunately. This is actually a really nice Supercross track. It's not particularly difficult, even though my riding may say otherwise, because I've crashed quite a few times so far trying to show it off. But these are just my first initial laps, and trying to ride a 250 where I'd usually ride a 450 can prove hard as well. I think it suits both bikes though. It definitely will. I'm getting around track absolutely fine when I'm thinking about what I'm doing and not trying to quad everywhere. If you were on a 450, 100% there's some big lines that you could try and send. Some bits like that, very, very precise. So if you see here, the landing that you tripled on, the landing is taller than the takeoff. So you kind of have to manipulate your bike in a certain way to get up and over it and downside it smoothly. So there's a little bit of technicality to it, but without it being too overbearing, if that makes sense. Now, I'm not going to spend too many laps on this track here, because this is the vet track. So this one's probably going to be fairly straightforward. It's not going to be difficult by any means. And I've noticed that seems to be quite a common theme in the US. I was about to say the UK, that's completely the opposite. Where they have like vet tracks at a lot of these big, I guess, facilities, or I'm just going to call them tracks overall. It's not really something we get in the UK too much. It's kind of like everyone rides the same thing. There's no like step up from one to another. What we do get sometimes is we'll have a kids track, and then we'll have like the adults track, but we don't really get vets tracks at all. But what I've seen of various tracks, or various places that have vets tracks, the vets tracks seem kind of my sort of thing, where it's just a bunch of tabletops all over the place. It's nothing like too difficult, but for a rider of like me, of my caliber, who's just very, very mid, you haven't got to worry about sending like massive doubles or anything like that. It's just nice and straightforward. You can progress at your own pace because everything's tabletops everywhere. That was a little bit hard there. I will say, whilst this 250 does feel very, very, I guess, like race ready, like you can kind of hop on it and run fairly decent laps and not have too many issues. The suspension is a little bit on the stiff side, so there'll be one or two bumps that might give me a bit of a nasty kick. But then at the same time, where it is like so stiff, it kind of helps me if I'm over jumping or casing things. It just absorbs the landing like a lot better than if I was to soften it up. So definitely a tough one. Not sure which direction I want to go on it, and it is still completely stock right now. I mean, there's only one set of tyres. We've got the mid-soft 80 on the front, we've got the mid-soft 120 on the rear, and the only thing I've changed is I think you start on like 7.2 litres of fuel. I've just put that down to 5 just to hopefully move a little bit quicker, because I can go for about 30 minutes on 5 litres of fuel. It doesn't it takes a while to burn through. Let's say 7.2 litres is a hell of a lot, but I believe that's just the maximum capacity of a KTM 250, I guess. If it's OEM bikes, I guess as much, that it all comes as stock. So you can see this is not a hard track. This is a very, very easy track. Actually, it's the opposite of hard, but it's meant to be. It's meant to be. Like vet tracks, they're always like this. Very, very straightforwards. I like how pretty the track looks. I think he's done a good job with like the norms and the textures on the ground here, because it doesn't look like just one solid texture. It looks like it's been ridden on a little bit here and there. It's got some highlights. It's got some darker parts to it as well. Just going to miss that inside. God damn it. That's very, very frustrating. I'm not sure how much of this is accompanied by my shaders that I'm rocking right now, or how much of it is just raw dogging it, but I'm not going to change. I'm going to leave it exactly how it is. You can get some good speed going around some of these turns. I'll tell you what, that second rut there was really nice. I want to try the second rut in this corner as well to see if that's a common theme. No, I won't. Oh, you know what? We'll take it. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day today, boys. Right, where does the vet track stop and the big boy track start? I think this is the big boy track right here. Having a look at that jump over there to my right hand side. So let's see what the main attraction has to offer us. Second ruts do seem to be like the fastest way around so far. So straight away, big old triple. I'm going to see if I can prove that as well. Second rut, a lot of speed around there. I will give some props to the OEM bikes, by the way. I don't get as much... what's the right word for it? Do you ever get it where you go into a rut and the suspension will compress and then it will straighten your bike up? And then you got to try and lean over again, and then the suspension compresses. So then the bike stands up, and you end up taking like the same corner, but in 3 different turns rather than one smooth one. One thing that these do quite well, I think, is once you're in the rut, it's pretty damn planted. You know, you are in it. You can just crank the bike over and get on the power, and it seems to just react quite well. So I am a fan of the direction they've gone in, which has made me feel not quite so, I guess, out of the loop going into Supercross. I feel like everyone else is so fast right now, and now that hopefully maybe metas might be changing, I guess maybe the way that you ride might change a little bit as well. Maybe I can kind of keep up a bit easier now, maybe. But I also do believe, I think the game's just going to get even faster again, because as the bikes get more and more capable, you can get away with sending like bigger lines and going faster. So it just kind of all compiles into everyone just setting these ridiculously quick lap times, which, as we know, I am not good at. I am more of a race pace guy. And oh, I did notice, so in the aerial discords last night / today, there's been a bit of an ongoing debate / vote system going on if people want to run a true to life format for the Supercross season, so that's qualifying, heat race, LCQ mains, or if they want every round to be Triple Crown. I personally prefer the true to life. When I say true to life, I just mean, you know, like the longer format. I think it gives more people a chance to qualify. So if you're so to put it into perspective, Triple Crown format, you have to be top 18, I believe, in qualifying, and then there's an LCQ, and you have to be top 4 in that. So realistically, you do have to be in the top like 25 or so in terms of speed, and then hope that you get lucky in the LCQ and have a good LCQ to get in. Whereas if it's the full night show, you only have to qualify in the top 40 to be guaranteed some night show racing. You then have the heat race where you can get lucky and people might make mistakes and you'll get through. You then have the LCQ as well, where people might get lucky and get through. So I just think it gives people more of an opportunity to make it into the main event that way. So I voted for the longer show. I voted for just one main event. Of course, there's still going to be Triple Crown format events on those special ones. But it's not going to be every single round like was proposed, and it seems like a lot of people shared that opinion with me. It seems like the people that wanted it to be triple crowns was more coming from like a time perspective, so that the night might not go on for quite as long. But if the races are staggered, whereas it goes 250, 450, 250, 450, so on and so forth, I feel like that's just as long as having to go through heats and LCQs and mains anyway. So we'll see how it goes. One thing that I do need a little bit of suggestions on is how do we make the downtime between heat races and LCQs and main events more exciting in the stream for me. So like, I stream my point of view, I'm doing 450s, and so fingers crossed, if the night goes well, you get to watch me qualify. You then get to watch me do the heat race, which is usually pretty soon after qualifying. However, then if I get through the heat race straight away, there's quite a long gap in between waiting for the 250 and 450 LCQ and then the 250 main event. So do you have any suggestions on what I can do in that little time in between? I've got no idea. I don't know if I really want to go and play other games, because I feel like that takes away from the stream itself. The stream is meant to be, you know, it's the Supercross stream, especially Anaheim 1. Like, the last 2 years, Anaheim 1 has been the best performing stream on my channel. 1 year it was like 700 viewers, last year it was like 850 to 900. Like, they do really, really well. So I'm interested to see how it does this year. So I'm not sure if the game's like popping off in peak popularity right now, or if it's going to pick up again come January time. We shall see. Yeah, I'm open to any suggestions there, what we can do in the interim whilst 250s are going on. I definitely think, whilst I'm sitting here spinning laps of this track, it definitely just feels like one of them tracks that you can shut your brain off and just run lap after lap after lap without having to think, because it's not super tricky at all. The tricky part is going to be trying to hit the ruts as wide open as possible. Because look at this, like, you can get cranked over in them bad boys and just absolutely lay on the throttle so hard. As long as you get in it to begin with and you get settled, you're all Gucci. But yeah, other than that, it's fairly straightforward. Like the braking bumps, like you feel them, they affect you a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. You know, it's not going to kick you over the handlebars anytime soon unless you get your body positioning like majorly wrong. And it's just a fairly solid track, you know, like you get 3 for the price of 1. I suppose this is going up on the shop, by the way. I've got no idea what the price point of it is going to be, but 100% definitely check it out, because you don't get too many of the tracks on the shop these days that are more beginner friendly, and I do believe this is. There's varying steps. You know, the Supercross track you could find a little bit tricky if you're brand new to the game, but the 2 outdoors tracks, both the vet and the main outdoor track, that one right now, really straightforwards. Unfortunately, I'm not doing a good job of showcasing it, because where I've got this Vision mod on, I do not have the map, and the map is usually a big teller for me when I'm doing these videos, what corners are coming up. So I'll see, oh, there's a sharp corner after this jump. Let me maybe not send it all the way off into the abyss and take my time a little bit. And now I'm thinking about it, I don't know what's made it just click in my brain. That one right-hander and jump I hit there, has Ryan Surratt done a 125 video around this track by any chance? Now the cogs are whirring. I feel like this must be. Or I generally can't tell. I'm sure you guys will know. You're absolute nerds when it comes to like all things motocross. Has Ryan Surratt done a YZ125 video around Milestone before on the old YouTubes? And from a GoPro perspective, I feel like I recognise the layout roughly from that. But either way, that's going to do it for me. Honestly, Bradley's kind of one of them creators now that's reached that point where you just expect high quality stuff, like you know what you're going to get each and every time. And I do like the way he builds his tracks. You know, they definitely feel a little bit more like MX Simulator-ish, just in terms of how the ruts are built and the bumps, but that's his background, and that's where he comes from. And I'm just very happy that he's kind of blessing us now on the MX bike side of things with some tracks. So thank you all very much for watching. Again, keep an eye out for that Sledders video, because there's going to be a giveaway in the next day or two. And without moving on from there, I'm just going to love you and leave you. I think we've covered what we need to cover today. So do drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you're new, have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.